Okay. Thank you.
You still got me connected. Let me see if I can get off here.
My friends, I send greetings in the name of God who is healing, in the name of God who is filled with compassion, in the name of God who is filled with mercy, in the name of God who is mysterious. And I join prayers with all of you, with the entire universe. We pray for safety for all beings. We pray for healing for all those who feel weak. We give thanks and praise for the first responders, for the scientists, for the doctors, and for the nurses, for the police officers, for the people who were picking up the trash today, all the unsung heroes. It is Tuesday. It's March 24th, 2020. Andy Andrews from Church of the Holy Trinity. In my very messy office, I have Nicoya Morris here who's going to sing something for you. Also, Dorothy Brassfield, who's on our staff. We are social distancing and we are sending you virtual hugs, spiritual love from afar. Nicoya has an offering for you, and then I'm going to come back and just say a few words. Thank you. We miss you. God bless you in this midst.
Will you come and follow me if I but call your name? Will you go where you don't know and never be the same? Will you let my love be shown? Will you let my name be known? Will you let my life be grown in you and you in me? Will you leave yourself behind if I but call your name? Will you care for cruel and kind and never be the same? Will you risk the hostile stare? Should your life attract or scare? Will you let me answer prayer in you and you in me? Christ, your summons echoes true when you but call my name. Let me turn and follow you and never be the same. In your company I'll go, where your love and footsteps show. Thus I'll move and live and grow in you and you in me.
All right, Nicoya, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It sounded great in here. The Olympics have just been postponed. We just changed the sign on the door that said we'll no longer keep office hours this week. No service this Sunday, March 29th, the fifth Sunday of Lent. It looks like we're going to get deep into this and we're going to practice our social distancing. I tell you, I'm self-quarantined with my family and I feel like I scored. I'm with great, amazing people. I want to send out a shout out to all the young people of the Church of the Holy Trinity, starting school today up in a new way, learning. For Katie, hey there, for Charlie, for Tommy, for Carter, Nancy, for Stephen, for Andrew, for Lee, for Lydia, for Piper, for Wade, for Thomas Brown, for Caton, for Wes, for Allie, for Emerson, for John Harrison, for Owen, for James, for Vaylor, for Jackson, for Hart, for Brooke, for Macy, for Bo, for Clayton, for Gordon, for Lynn Lee, Lila, Medeo, Moyen, for Logan, for Spencer, for Rhett, for Daly. Send a shout out to the staff of Holy Trinity who is at home today. Thank you for working on this. For Joe Gambrone, who keeps on lifting us up in a technological way. I heard that Joe delivered a printer, an office printer, to someone who was homebound. I love that. I heard that Mary Benson was wondering how much of a case of wine is. I want to admit to you that I've given up on my Lenten discipline. I've said, so long, Lent. Given up beer, giving up bread. I cheated, and now I'm really giving it up. Because I think we're all doing Lent. We're all disrupted. And so that's what I want to talk to you today with the question, who am I going to be when all this is over? What kind of person am I looking for when all this is over? How do I want to shore up something that's in my life that has been loose? How do I want to let go of something that has been dragging me down? How do I want to find a new habit or hobby that empowers me, that opens me up? Jesus tells a parable about where you build your house and why that matters. And so during this pandemic, we get to ask, is our house on the rock? Are we on the foundation of the eternal, that everything will last? In Matthew 7, Jesus was telling the parable, and he says, the rain fell, the floods came, the winds blew, and it beat the house, but it did not fall because it had been founded on rock. Everyone hears these words, knows what I'm talking about. The foundation that we are children of God, the foundation that we are spiritual beings on a human journey, the foundation that allows us to not see tunnel vision, to not have our eyesight narrowed, but to see panoramic, to be on the foundation that tells us that there is a bigger energy out there that overcomes and counteracts all the energy, all the fear that's out there, that there is a supernatural power that is already there, overcoming those crazy ideas that come up from within us. If I'm on that foundation, I am not in a self-protective mode. I am thinking about the wider community. If I'm on that foundation, I get to hear birds sing. If I'm on that foundation, I get to say a prayer every time I wash my hands. And before this, I'll tell you, I didn't wash my hands too much. When I'm on that foundation, I have good conversations that are mutual, and I listen. When I'm on that foundation, I feel the presence of God in this pandemic. I know I'm on the foundation of my soul, but a lot of times I am walking around in circles, panicking, lost touch. When I am not on the foundation, one sign for me is that I start blaming other people. I start judging other people. I try to put the fault on someone else, my mind goes there, and I realize, I tell myself, that is not of the Spirit, that is not on the rock that you have been founded upon. That is your own mind blaming. When I'm not on the foundation, I'm only watching one source of news out there and believing everything they say. But when I am on my foundation, I'm getting my sources from everywhere. I am open everywhere. And when I'm on my foundation, I'm normally not watching the news at all, but I'm paying attention to my own breath. When I'm on my foundation, I'll be saying a mantra, less of me, more of you. I'll be saying a mantra, less of me, more of you, or I will count, breathing on my exhale slowly to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm breathing in, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm finding a rhythm. I'm finding a joy. When I'm on the foundation, I do imagine myself being on the other side of this, and I'm trying to really be sure of how I want to be and who I want to be. I want to share a blessing with you. And then one last thought is from John O'Donohue, that great mystic and poet. It's his blessing called For Belonging. May you listen to the longing and be free. May the frames of your belongings be generous enough for your dreams. May you arise each day with a voice of blessing whispering in your heart. May you find a harmony between your soul and your life. May the sanctuary of your soul never become haunted. May you know the eternal longing that lives at the heart of time. May there be kindness in your gaze when you look within. May you never place walls between the light and yourself. May you allow the wild beauty of the invisible world to gather you, to mine you, and embrace you a belonging. I received a letter the other day from someone who's in prison. He described his days going by quicker than he imagined. He described his days that sometimes he even felt peace. I know we're all self-quarantined and can't compare ourselves to anybody in prison, but we can call our own cell, which the monastics used to call their room, the place where you can find paradise. In the midst of your own house, in your own yard, maybe you've made an altar in your house where you go and gather. In that space, you can see things differently. We can all feel things differently. The whole universe can open up to us. I was struck when I read that letter from that young person, that he has found his place on the rock. He is on the foundation, even though his environment says that he's in hell. He has somehow found his abode on something that is eternal. And so I give that to all of you, my great friends. I'm amazed at how this expands and you get to connect with new people. I never FaceTime much with anybody, but that is such a new way. Even though we're apart, being on a video screen gives a quality that you couldn't have. And that's remarkable. That's remarkable. So in your own monasteries, in your own confinement, in your own cell, may we all have moments of sitting in that beloved seat on that foundation. As I've been doing, talking to you, I'm going to read from our prayer list. I don't think I included in that young people shout out Ferris Andrews or Sam or Will Andrews or Francis. So I apologize. Or Macy. So I send that out to you all too. Now, these are all of our friends. Pete, you've been great sending in things about people we need to pray for, just people in certain situations. We're praying for all of our friends in Italy, all of our brothers and sisters in China, all of our brothers and sisters in Iran, our brothers and sisters all over the world. On our prayer list has been added Alicia and Kirsten and Mary Ruth and Ashley, JR, Taylor, Tracy, Daria, Kimberly, Letitia. We remember the anniversary of the death of Pete Smith, who was Shannon Bell's father. That's on Thursday, so we offer up a special prayer in honor of that. Also read from our prayer list: Lamar, Dee Dee, Daryl, Lee Davis, Francis, Charles, the Sante family, for Debbie and Christy, and Alicia, for Kathy, for Philip, for Emmy Lou, for Susan, for Muddy, for Andy, for Tinu, for Glenn, for Melissa, for Alex, for Brady, for Matthew, for Bob. We pray for little Ian. We pray for Coralie, for Megan, for Betty, for Susan, for Don, for Lynn, for Frank, for Pete, for Patricia, for Kitty, for Tana, for Max, for Rochelle, for Elizabeth, for Will, for Pat, for Jean. We pray for Taylor, pray for Ashley, pray for Tracy, for Steve Saunders' friend, Kimberly, for Vicky's friend, Kimberly, for Darlene, Nicoya, who just sang to you, just found out that, or just her and her husband, her and her fiance are engaged. That just happened this week. Raise up all those who are expecting, for Jennifer, for Jennifer Lynn and Kirsten. This is hard. I realize I'm not good at this, so thanks for listening this long. Be back again Thursday at 11:30. God bless you. God bless you.